What is up, guys? Welcome back to, I believe it is episode 97 of the Rip City Rundown podcast. We are nearing episode 100. And if we post every week for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'm not sure the date it will come out. Maybe we can figure that out throughout the podcast. But this is our first one in 2 weeks. Just had to take a week off for personal reasons and for reasons that we don't want to just regurgitate content for you guys over and over. We want to be able to give you content that you would enjoy. And I think that's what we have today. We've got a lot to talk about. The guys are back in Portland. Scoot's talking about how much he loves the city. Dame is back in trade rumors once again. Not that he ever left, but they're just picking back up again. And we'll give you guys some predictions for the season, how we think we're going to go. I know we've kind of sprinkled in some things throughout different podcasts, such as our hot takes, but this is going to be our true what we think is going to happen for the 2023-2024 season. So what do we want to start with? We want to start with training camp updates. Nurk is back in town. How do you feel about that, Cody? We're big Nurk fans over here, right?
I don't know. You guys have been on the trade Nurk train for quite a while, and I kind of wasn't until everyone in Portland seemed to unanimously agree that it's time for him to go. But as of now, it's looking like he's going to be in the starting lineup for Portland this season. And, part of me still really loves Nurk, even though his house is for sale, all this rumors. He's still going to be here most likely. And same with Dame. That's crazy. Dame got requested a trade on July 1st, I believe it was. We were all together in person for that. And if you were to tell me that September 15th, he's still on the team, not necessarily huge trade packages have, been basically come out, I would have been surprised that he's still on the team right now. But part of me is happy because if Dame's in a Blazer uniform,
A
I'm
little
happy
sliver of hope.
give us a sliver of hope, and we'll see what happens. Because I don't see anything happening in the next month in terms of trades going down, in my opinion.
Well, back when we did our hot takes podcast, my hot take was Dame's the Blazer in 2024. So, not to give myself too much praise, but that was my hot take, which for the OGs of the channel, I'm the optimistic guy, and usually the optimistic takes don't end up great. This take wasn't necessarily optimism, it was more just like you just said, Cody, the packages that have been offered so far have been you can find those in your local dumpster. That's how I would describe the packages that have been offered for Dame. So back to training camp we go, I guess, and Damian Lillard is still on the roster. He is still a trailblazer. He's still part of the organization right now. What does that mean for team building? What does that mean for the culture? I'm not really sure because it's a veteran who's been here for a long, long time and his future is undecided. And then it's really a bunch of kids. And you have Jeremy, we have Nurk technically, which let me just talk about Nurk quick. What's so funny to me is we've been on the trade Nurk train for so long, which I think is warranted because our goal in trading Nurk was to get closer to a title or to get on the path of a championship. But now that we're tanking, it almost feels like if you want talent, you need to keep Nurk, because last time I checked, the other bigs on this roster are severely limited in skill and talent and veteran experience. Let's just say that.
Yeah, honestly, Nurk is the last thing on my mind when it comes to the Blazers, because because I'm in the mindset that we're gonna tank and lose games this year, and in the nicest way possible, I don't think Nurk is gonna go out there and win you a ton of games if he's on a tanking roster. So, I mean, at this point, he's kind of on the team just to fill bodies, hopefully play well first half of the season, and I wouldn't be shocked if he was traded at the deadline, assuming he's still on this roster. I still think there's a possibility he's a part of a Dame trade if that does happen before the start of the season. But one thing I do want to go ahead and just say from the start, because all the guys are back in Portland, Dame is obviously not. I mean, he could be in Portland. He's just not in the facility right now, at least from what we can see. If Dame's on this roster to start the year, for those that are saying it's just going to be awkward, it's going to ruin the vibes, I think that's the last thing that's going to happen. Dame's the last person that's going to create just the bad vibes, bad atmosphere in an organization. He's still going to go out, do his business, whether he still wants to get traded, whether he doesn't get traded. I don't think we need to worry about bad vibes. And at the worst case scenario, we have bad vibes. It means we lose games. I mean, is that not what we were kind of gonna plan on doing prior to this whole thing that he could possibly stay? I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
He's not Kawhi Leonard. He's not James Harden. He's not Ben Simmons. He's gonna play basketball.
No.
He's gonna play basketball wherever he is.
He doesn't hate the city.
And it's a little. I can understand the basic NBA fans' perspective on this, how it might be a little awkward for someone who's been on the team for over 10 years now and who's just been trying to win a championship to just play next to this 19, 20-year-old that's frankly your replacement. But I don't think that. I think Scoot and Dame will be great friends, like during training camp and just throughout the year. And if Dame does get traded, I think when Dame plays the Blazers, let's say, in a Miami jersey or wherever he is, years down the line, they're still going to be connected and good friends. So you brought up a great point that Dame isn't that type of player to stir the pot in a negative way. Like, he's just going to bring good vibes to the team. And it's kind of weird, but like, is Dame almost like a good piece if you're tanking, if you're around young guys? That's such a weird thing to say, but
no, I know what you mean. Like, kind of like a mentor almost.
Yeah, but that's so unfair to Dame, obviously. But you know what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because Dame wants to win games, wants to play basketball at the highest level. But for Scoot's development, for Shaden's development, for Ant's development, Dame is his presence and his knowledge in training camp and for however long in the season would be invaluable. The flip side, the reason why it wouldn't be good that Dame stays is when he does play, he's going to win us games that we probably shouldn't be winning. You know what I mean? Like, because he's just an otherworldly talent. He's an ultimate professional. He's going to put aside the business part of the NBA and he's going to go out and just hoop because that's what he loves to do is play basketball. And he's going to go average 30, you know, and who knows if the Blazers as an organization is going to give him free reign to do that or if we're going to be like the thing. I don't think we'll shut him down. I'm not saying we're going to shut him down, but almost like, because if you're committing to Scoot, you're committing to Shaden and Ant and 4 guards on a roster, doesn't make sense and there's not enough minutes to go around. So I don't know. I'm not saying they would shut Dame down, but I think there's a chance he's like severely limited in his minutes.
I don't want to say something wrong that is misinformation, so I'm going to see if I can check to make sure. But in this whole new CBA thing, new rules about people not be able to sit and only sit a certain amount of people. Okay, here's the tweet that I was referring to. It's from Sean Hyken, and he said, I checked with the NBA on the new rule against long-term shutdowns of star players, which is in quotes, and was told it doesn't only apply for end-of-season tanking. Theoretically, it could prohibit, say, a player with an outstanding trade request from being asked agreeing to stay home. Basically saying this new rule will prohibit players that don't obviously have a reason to sit out, specifically injury,
right?
That they're going to have to play. So, I mean, Dame's in a Blazer uniform. He's going to play. And it's not like, and yeah, like you said, Dame loves to play basketball. He's not going to agree. And I don't even think the Blazers would only play him 15 minutes a night because even that would cause trouble. And I remember when Anthony Davis requested a trade, from the Pelicans, they sat him a bunch of games and then got in trouble and they were like, you have to play at least, well, it was either like 15 or 25 minutes a game. And it just created so much drama and they would play him exactly 25 minutes in 1 second and then pull him as soon as possible. And it was such bad optics that I just don't think that's something that's going to happen. Again, assuming Dame's in Portland. So
yeah, the ramifications of that new rule, though, at least for us, is pretty prominent because you would have Dame play minutes, which would restrict development and restrict additional minutes and additional games. Like ultimately, when you count up the minutes for Scoot and Shaden and Ant in a way. So, I mean, if you're the Blazers, does this new rule kind of? It probably doesn't. But if you're just like thinking logically about this, it almost seems like Portland would be inclined to get a deal done before the season starts. So they don't have to just deal with having to kind of follow this new rule of playing your players, aka playing Dame. So I don't know. When you just think about it like that, it's interesting to think that this could be a reason for the Blazers to maybe speed up, but also it's obviously apparent at this point the Blazers are not necessarily slow playing, but they are content with waiting until the right opportunity. So
yeah, I don't think Dame being here until the trade deadline would stunt any growth, or because is 5 months or however 4 months of Dame being in 50 games of Dame being in front of Scoot, Shade, and Ant, is that really gonna set their careers back that much, if any? Does it even like hurt them at all? Does it help them more to have a guy like
no,
Dame?
but it probably prolongs their
Because
it just prolongs their development. So if we're
Scoot,
trying to get them like to a place as fast as possible, yeah, it does have an effect.
because I mean, Scoot's been a professional for 2 years. Like, I don't think it would affect him at all. And if the Blazers end up pulling off a trade, which I don't think is something that is out of the realms of possibilities, like they pull off a trade because they want to just get Dame off the team, and they're now thinking about this, and they're like, we don't want this drama, we don't want this just storyline in Portland for the first half of the season. And if that's the reason they make a trade and ends up being a worse trade than what they could have gotten, that's gonna be rough, because I don't care if 6 months, someone said, I don't remember who said it, if it was some Blazer person said, you would take 6 months of awkwardness over a bad trade that would result in 10 years of, or could hurt you for 10 years or whatever. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm still in the belief that the Blazers aren't going to do a good trade. I haven't steered off that path.
Dame is just such a huge piece, the biggest asset we'll have probably in franchise history. Like, sure, he'd be more valuable if he was in his 20s, but by just a purely performance level, he's, like I said, the greatest asset. And to, mess up this move, to not maximize your outcome you can, get from this move, it'd be heartbreaking because, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, this move is going to shape our, future, and obviously our players will as well. But this trade is also a massive, massive part of that, and it's really hard to predict our team. I know the title of the podcast is, predicting what our team, what the Blazers like next season, and we're gonna try it, because this is probably going to be the hardest prediction we've ever done on this channel, because we just don't know. Because when you have a superstar who's lingering, could get traded before the season, could get traded at the deadline, could stay all year, like, you just don't know. And like, the West is really powerful this year. I think the Mavs are going to be better. I think the Rockets are going to actually start trying, maybe. Obviously, the Nuggets, Suns, Clippers are going to be trying. Lakers, OKC is going to be trying to make the playoffs now after they just did, or maybe they made the play-in. Don't remember. And even the Jazz might be something with Matt.
I think
Kessler.
the Blazers are the only team that I guess the Rockets might have good goals, but they still might not be good. The Blazers are, I think, at this current juncture, are the only team in the mindset of, we're not really trying to make the playoffs.
We have talent. The Blazers have talent, but we are just horrendously constructed from a winning standpoint, with all of our guards and the lack of bigs, like Nurk being the only, relevant big on our team. So
Yes.
we're going to give a prediction. We're going to give a number of wins. It's going to be really hard, but we're going to do our best.
Okay. So with that being said, Cody, I'm gonna ask you guys. I have my line that I set in my head, really just based off the other bad teams in the league. Probably give an extra win or two, just because, for the bias, of course, because of course we want to see the boys win. So yeah, I'm gonna give you an over under. You guys can take whatever angle you want. You can be like, this is with Dame playing half the season, getting traded at the trade deadline. This could be Dame not playing any games. Like that part's up for grabs. That's why it's hard. But if I said the total over under number of wins for the Blazers this year are at 25.5. Are you taking the over or the under?
It's a great line,
As a
but it's also so low.
Scrumptious
Just,
line.
Feels way too low, but it's honestly a great line. I'll give what I think is kind of gonna go down. I honestly still think Dame gets traded before the season. I think August is a month that nothing happens in the NBA in general. We're already seeing a couple weeks into September, things are picking back up. I mean, maybe GMs aren't talking, but big media outlets are talking about it.
Can I comment on that quick?
Yeah.
I forgot to ask. Do you guys think like, because what I think is when like this stuff like recirculates, I think it's just media just recirculating old stories for clicks. But I mean, do you think GMs are talking now? Like, do you think
No,
Joe Cronin is starting to
I think
talk?
definitely people
Like, AK, do you believe the reports that he has no communication with Miami?
the Blazers.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that report was probably what, like a week ago, maybe. I think it was probably true then. I mean, obviously they've had communication. They had they had to have. They just probably haven't had anything in the last month. I think that Miami will probably recirculate. Honestly, it would be stupid for Portland. Like if Portland truly is not doing anything and just sitting with Dame, sitting on their hands and waiting for teams to come to them, that's stupid. Because you should also be trying to go out there and get the best package, because the reality is we know the direction Joe Cronin and this team wants to go. They want to build around the young guys. They want to go small. They want to get young. So keep trying to do that. Trade your most valuable asset, a guy that doesn't wants to get traded too. It would just be stupid to just keep sitting on the asset, letting his value get lower and lower, because as older and older he gets, I don't see his value getting any higher throughout the season, unless from his perspective, from other teams' perspective, maybe. But that was just a tangent. Just the Blazers should try to communicate with teams. I do find it interesting that no other team, there hasn't been another team come out or reported and say an offer's out there. Okay, but yeah, back to the record thing. I do think Dame gets traded to Miami before the season. I would be curious to see what the odds or percentage of that is right now in just the public eye. So with that being said, I think we go. Who was the worst team in the NBA last year? What was their record?
Well, funny you say that. I just pulled this up. Right now, the Blazers, Clippers, Heat, Nets, and Sixers don't have win totals attached to them, just because each team is dealing with potential trades, like Harden, Clippers with, I don't know, they're always involved in something, the Heat and Blazers, obviously. But right now, the lowest total is actually the Wizards are at 25.5, which is the same line that I just said. And then the Pistons are 27.5. Spurs and Rockets are 30.5, 31.5. So I'll say 25.5 still.
I'm saying I think the Blazers go under. I think they win 24 games. I think they're better than the Wizards, though. I think the Wizards are worse than them. We'll have we'll have a bottom 3 record. We'll have a top chance at a lottery pick.
24 wins, eh?
And I think one of Nurk or Jeremy, if they're not traded, if Nurk isn't traded in the offseason, one of them is getting traded at the deadline. It would just be weird to keep them. I feel like
it's so hard for me because, frankly, because the West, just every team probably is more in than we are. We're in the first year of a rebuild. Every other team, no matter how bad, even the Spurs have Wemby now, they're projected to probably be better than us, maybe. It's just, every team. But I got to think wins are not necessarily correlated exactly to the standings in the West, because the East can poop the bed hard. So with that being said, okay, the Blazers got 33 wins last season and we started 11-3. It's just, it's because we're obviously not going to start 11-3 this time. But are we going to be worse? Are we going to be worse than we were after that for the rest of the season? This next season, 25.5 is a great line. I'm going to say we're under that as well.
And by the way, guys, if we go under, I think that's more of a win of a season if we go over by 3 games. The last thing I want to do is go 30-52. That's worst case scenario in my opinion.
But
Either make the
exactly.
plan and give us
Yeah,
some
but isn't
excitement.
it? It's just as long as we're like bottom four, right?
Yeah, I think it's bottom 4.
Um,
Bottom 3, I don't know.
so y'all both go under.
Dame Jeremy is just so talented. Like, how is that going to get 24 wins? Well, I'm going to go with it because we're playing with
I mean, we
19
lost
year
a lot of games
olds.
with Dame post All-Star break too.
Yeah,
But
so
we also shut him down.
Well, I mean, like when Dame was playing, that's why we ended up dropping out.
I'll say
Well, I'm
under.
gonna probably take. I'll say we win 26 games.
Oh,
We can't go 3-3 on the. We got to hedge a little bit. So like what they say, we got to save the graphic. We got to save the graphic. That's what they say
yeah.
on game day.
All this
Just so we don't
just to
get
win a
destroyed.
championship.
No, I'm saying we're gonna win 26 because I think, like you said, we started 11-3, and then we lost like so many games post All-Star break. But that the
11-3.
theoretical
Wait,
team
how many? We ended with 33 wins. We started 11-3. So
Cody and I it was like 22-50 or something.
so
Something
what's that
crazy.
winning percentage?
For the whole season or
Because
post
obviously
11-3?
Or
we went
no,
on
it
a
was
22 game.
22-79 or something.
Wait, are you saying post 11-3?
We started 11. No, we didn't start 11-3. We started 10-4. I thought. Who cares?
It
It's
was
Started
10-3.
say it was
we started
11-3.
10-3 for sure.
10-3. We'll say we started 10-3.
Yeah.
So take away the 10
So
wins.
that's 22 and
23. We ended with 33 wins. We were 33-49.
yeah,
So over our
33
last
minus 10 is
13,
22.
33 minus
I
10.
mean, sorry, 23. So
33 minus 10.
wait,
Okay.
23 and 46.
23 and 46. So that's
What we
what
ended
is
the
that?
year with
One
after that.
percentage.
That is atrocious. Oh my God.
But so the reason why I'm
I
taking
don't
the
even know what that
over,
1% is. I
the
don't know how
reason
to
why
do
I'm
this.
taking 26
No, I'll do it
is
real quick.
We were probably
only
on track for like 28 wins on that pace.
yeah.
Here, I'll do it real quick.
I'm only taking the over because I think the team that we have now with a team without Dame now is more talented than the team that we finished the year with last year. And I think that
32.5%.
I don't know when you're so young, I feel like if Scoot is like winning you like 2 games post All-Star break, like you're not going to shut a rookie down.
No,
Like
no. They won't.
so,
It'll
and
be
you're
like
I'm taking 26 wins.
just you got to remember though, like we're saying obviously I assume the 26 win prediction and the under 25.5 for us two is Dame's either not on the team to start the year or off the team come trade deadline. Like he's not playing the whole year, I'm assuming, correct?
I said take it however you want, but that's I mean, I
Well,
think
I'm
we're
for
all
your individual prediction. I'm
I'm saying
assuming that's what
26
you
because
think.
I don't think Dame will finish the year. Yeah,
Yeah.
duh.
Okay. That's what I was saying.
That's why I said a
You look
Dameless
at
team.
you look at other teams like the Pistons. The Pistons had like lottery picks on their team last year, and it's just rookies aren't good in the NBA. Like
I
they had
agree.
17 wins, and it's not like the Pistons even have a terrible culture. Like the Rockets, we can say they have a terrible culture, or they have terrible coaching, or whatever. I just find I hope Scoots. I don't know. I want the Blazers to win games. It's just as a natural fan, you do, but it's not. It's going to take time for these guys to be good players in the NBA. Scoot's probably not going to be, and he might not even be an above average player his rookie year. How many rookies are?
Well,
So
I mean, you're right, but earlier you said he's been a pro for 2 years already.
that is a good point.
I'm
I'm
gonna ask
not
you guys a
saying he's like
question.
a
I will
godsend.
say this. I'm contradicting myself over and over and over, but if anyone compares, like Luca was a great player as a rookie. They still sucked as a team because again, it's hard to win with rookies as your best
Right.
players. But
And they suck now.
Luca was a pro for a couple years. I think EuroLeague's probably a little higher level than the G League Ignite, but I mean, being a pro is being a pro, and Luca came in and averaged 27-6. So honestly,
Now,
Scoot's probably
true,
best chance to do that.
but Scoot's also not 6'8".
No, I'm
So
not saying he's going to do that. I'm just saying like that type of impact.
right, but I'm
Mhm.
only taking the over because I do feel like we're gonna get off to a better than expected start if Dame is playing.
Mhm.
Like
Mine
I don't even care if we go over or under. I just said over because I just didn't want to go 3 unders and because I don't know, it's sharp.
Yeah.
My question for you guys, what is the best case realistic scenario? So don't say Joel Embiid ends up getting traded before the season and the Blazers go 53-29 and they make it to the Western Conference Finals and all that stuff or win the championship. Best case realistic scenario for the Blazers is a plan.
I'd say the best case play-in. No, absolutely not. It's that we don't make the play-in.
No,
That
okay. Obviously, we would rather probably get the first
you
overall pick
mean
than be
you
in the
mean
plan.
team success
I mean
scenario
team
or like
success, yeah.
personal?
Best case team
Oh,
success.
I think we can make the play. And this is a talented team. It really is. You don't know what Scoot's gonna do. He could be a rookie of the year. If Scoot's rookie of the year,
That is your
Simons
hot
plays
take.
great. Yep. If Scoot's rookie of the year,
Definitely
Simons
forgot.
plays amazing. Dame's averaging 30. And our big Nurk is doing better than expected, then we'll be a playing team. And that's best case scenario team success wise. But obviously, that would be worst case scenario for future 5-year window lenses type of view
True.
because
True.
you not get a good lottery pick. And we need another good lottery pick big, I think, if we want to be successful.
I'll
Yeah, a lot
just
of bigs in
say
the draft.
I'll say playing and we fight into the 8th seed and get absolutely embarrassed on national television in the
Take
playoffs
game one, and then we
by
say
the
conference
Nuggets.
championship.
Take game one, we're like, guys, can we do this?
Dude,
Like
what
the bubble.
I don't even know if that's realistic to say we make the plan and then probably have to win like 2 road games.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So I'll just say like 8 seed. We somehow like 3-way tie in the play-in and get the 9 seed, and then just pull off a shocker against the 10. Oh wait, no, we'd have to be a 7. Yeah, no shot. We're making the offs, boys. No shot.
I have a question for you guys. Who do you think will be the most improved Blazers player this season? You have lots of options. We have so many young guys. You probably have like 6 realistic options. That wouldn't be a bad answer.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a guy who's probably not on everyone's initial radar. I mean, I think he'll definitely get a ton of minutes this year. Um, he's a big, so he's gonna not really have a lot of competition and front court depth, really. And I think he has the makings of being a serviceable player in the league. I think he just needs to obviously just continue to grow in decision making and probably his defense, obviously. But I think he has the tools, and I think he's physically gifted enough, and he's a great shooter, and he's from the Pac-12. Jabari Walker. I'm going Jabari Walker.
All right.
I like that one.
Interesting.
I think this is one of those years where a guy like Jabari, a second round pick that if we were competing would just be like an Anthony Simons his first 2 years, just sitting on the end of the bench, not playing at all. But there's no reason he shouldn't go out and play 25 minutes a game at this point as the 6th, 7th man on the roster. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic between him and Chris Murray, kind of who ends up getting more play time, because I would say they're both 4s. I guess Chris Murray could technically play the 3. He's what, 6'8". Jabari could even play the 3 too. Obviously, I think Anthony Simons is going to win most improved player, but that definitely doesn't mean he's going to be the most improved and just where he was last year to the next year. I don't know, honestly. I'll just say a guy that I think this is his make or break year for me. I'm jumping off his bandwagon if he doesn't play well, because I thought he was going to be like most improved player last year. I made a whole video about how I think he's going to average 13 to 15 points per game. And it's Nasir Little. Like,
Yep.
He's gotta come out and play. He shows so many good flashes. He's got to stay healthy. And this is a guy that was a top 5 projected pick going into his year at North Carolina. Didn't play well at North Carolina. Fell to 25. I was ecstatic when we got him. And he's on one of the better, or actually at this rate, we don't know. He has the opportunity to be one of the better contracts in the entire NBA. If he comes out and averages 12 points a game next year, plays sound defense, is a great guy to come off the bench, maybe even starts at some point at the 3. I mean, this is a guy that's only making $7 million a year. He's got to make the jump. I thought it was going to be last year. We were debating him or Josh Hart to be the starter. And now we're on a tanking team, and he probably won't start. Probably be Matisse at the 3. Maybe we somehow go this 3-guard lineup. Well, I guess Matisse is a guard too. It's a 3-guard lineup no matter what. We know how we do it in Portland. But
Yeah,
We love our guards.
we love our guards.
I'm not saying he's gonna be the most improved player. I guess I didn't answer your question, but Nasir, come on.
All right.
You gotta have it.
Make or break here for Nas. I agree.
Gotta bring it.
Yep. I agree. I'll go with the basic answer, Scoot. I mean, I think he could win Rookie of the Year.
My question.
But Cody,
what's he improving on?
But how can he improve when he hasn't had any NBA experience? I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can say Scoot.
You know what I mean.
Okay, no, but that's fair. That's fair. This guy, like from the G League to like what he can provide, fine. I'm fair. It's fair. Go for it.
You know,
Explain.
even though he hasn't played a real NBA game, he's played in the G League. So I think you're allowed to improve. Like you can count that G League.
Yeah, you can. I'll allow it.
I don't know what I'm saying.
But
give me Scoot.
It's fair.
Scoot.
It's fair.
He's gonna flash. He's gonna be better than Victor, hopefully, even though this guy got an 84 2K rating. That's gotta be
Oh
one of the
my
highest,
gosh, bro.
highest rookie 2K ratings of all
I'm
time.
about to this is gonna be I don't know if this comparison is gonna make any sense or be a good comparison at all, but for some reason it just popped in my mind. I almost feel like Scoot is gonna be like what Shedeur Sanders is doing at Colorado right now. Because Shedeur Sanders is kind of flashy. He's Deion's son. He's got all this marketability, but the way he plays the game is just like it's not flashy. He plays with the most poise. He takes the check down. He does the smart thing. He gets it to the receivers. He lets his receivers do the work, and then his stats are good at the end of the game. That's what a good quarterback does. He's honestly like a glorified game manager in a way that can obviously make the flashy play here or there. I think that's what Scoot's going to do. I think he's not going to come out and just try to huck up shots. He's going to do everything he can, like we saw in the summer league. He's just going to make his teammates better. And then he's going to get his when he has an opportunity to get his. But you would think he's averaging 30 points a game and 10 assists by the way he's marketed, by the way people talk about him. But in reality, he's just being the leader of the team and he's doing everything he should do as a player. So that was a really weird comparison, but it's just for some reason
I can see it.
Mind.
I just didn't want to say like Simons because I know a lot of people think that, and oh my god, I'm all in for Simons growing, but it's just like he played so well last season. Like, how is he gonna grow much
average
more?
30, man. I'm telling you,
he was near a 40% 3-point shooter, probably mid 40s. I don't have his exact stats up, but field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Like, he can definitely improve his defense, but if he's gonna be the most improved player, he's literally going to turn into a certified all-star because last year was awesome. So
we're gonna see. I'm telling you.
I agree. We're a year late on the Simons like jump because that jump was last year. So that ship has sailed.
You're telling me Simons can't go out and average 28?
I think he
most improved player at this point is players.
I don't think he will. I don't think he'll average 28. We still have Jeremy, dude. Jeremy's gonna huck.
I forget about Jeremy, and honestly,
this guy was a 30-point score in the Pistons.
What were we doing
30,
in free agency, man? Why is Trenton Watford not on this team? Why is Jeremy making $30 million?
Where the frick is Tristan?
Okay. Let's just dig on Joe the last 5 minutes of this pot. Just kidding.
Going back to your little Scoot Shedeur comparison, I feel like it's a good jumping off point into just like Scoot. And I know we wanted to dedicate a segment to him specifically. I agree with your take in terms of he's a flashy kind of like swaggy, for lack of a better word, like personality off the court, but on the court, I think the thing that I am impressed with him the most is just he kind of knows the type of player he is already, and he knows what works and what doesn't, and that's a byproduct of playing professionally for the G League Ignite for a couple of years. He's able to hone those skills, and he's got a few years on his counterparts. I mean, I think obviously Wemby is different just from his metrics and size and everything, but other rookies that played college ball, like Scoot, is going to have a mental edge, and you could argue like just a physical edge in terms of like knowing how to use his body in space and picks and screens and even on the defensive end. So I think that comparison was good. Hopefully people agree with that. But he made some comments Scoot
He
made
loves
some
living in
comments.
Portland. Portland's dope, man.
He
That's what
says he loves living in Portland. Now we can debate if that is true for
Will he
most
think
people.
that 3 years from now? Will he
Okay,
say that 3 years from
Cody,
now?
you live in Portland, obviously, so you know the area a little more than us. We know the area a little bit, but he said that he likes it because he lives in a super quiet area. It's really low key. He was like, there's a lot of areas out there that obviously aren't quiet, but I just live in a super quiet area. Where do you think he's living? He's living in West Lynn,
Probably
Lake
living in Lake
Oswego,
Oswego or West Lynn, one
Hey,
of the two.
Lake Oswego.
you know where he's not living?
He's not living in Clackamas.
He's not living in Clackamas.
He's not living in Gresham. He's probably not Beaverton's all right. Tigard. He's not
What
living in
happened? What goes
Tigard.
down in Clackamas?
Bullets, man, bullets. It's
Oh my
literally
gosh.
GTA
But
5.
they have that Chick-fil-A.
Have you guys ever played GTA 5? That is literally Clackamas. Like you're driving down there.
That's such a funny name.
Oh,
Clackamas.
Clackamas just sounds like a dangerous area. Where do you live?
But it's got
Clackamas.
check.
You can just tell that
It does have the Chick-fil-A.
that zip code line is just the line between safe and non-safe. It's
What's the
hilarious.
town next to Clackamas?
Milwaukee.
What about where's Virginia City or no? Yeah. Is it
Oregon
Oregon
Virginia?
City. Yeah,
Is
we're
there
not
not a
talking about
Virginia?
Virginia.
Is there not a
talking about-
Virginia?
There's Happy Valley. It's where a lot
talking
of
about-
rich people live.
Talking about Oregon City. Yeah, the Portland area, there's some nice areas. It's just for NBA players when they all just want big market.
This wasn't
and-
Dame. in West
Oh,
Lynn?
I'm thinking of Virginia Avenue in Bend. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where Virginia came from.
Yeah,
I more so just care, like, I'm just glad, like, Scoot's just, like, I just like seeing, like, Scoot also said it's, when he's talking about Portland, it's the best situation he could be in, and he's here to stay. I just love it.
Wait, isn't Oregon City where a friend of a PKU member you used to live?
That's just,
that is factual, but we don't go there. Hiss. So,
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
we love
Oh,
Scoot.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Wait, but do we actually know where Scoot lives?
No.
Oh, he lives.
Yeah,
So it's
we're not
quiet.
stalkers. We're not
It's quiet.
stalkers.
Okay, well you opened the pod with Nurk's houses for sale, so I mean
We
That's
know
true.
Dame lives in West Lynn, or was building a house in West Lynn.
Yeah, I don't know.
We know Jabari lives on 405 West Ave.
shut up.
I had a great point, but I totally forgot what I was gonna say. So
Good.
You're saying that you love Scoot. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this trying to guess where Scoot lives.
I mean, he doesn't have that much money. He can't have over
Yes,
$1
he
million
does. He
right
played-
now.
Scoot just probably got a
He got his contract.
$8 million signing bonus.
And he probably has a
Okay.
bag from brand deals.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all right.
Come on, this
You're right.
dude,
You're right. This guy is marketable.
dude.
He's
It's not
been-
like they hold their money until they finish the season and then they pay them. They pay them monthly.
Well,
or
'cause,
weekly,
like,
probably.
because I know Shaden Sharp wasn't living in a. Okay.
Well, okay. I'm not saying Scoot's probably living like most rookies when they're not married and don't have a family. They probably are living in like a super nice penthouse, maybe, or nothing. He's not living in a mansion. Like,
Yeah, makes
that's
sense.
when you're living in a mansion when you have no family. That's probably a little depressing. So,
Yeah,
how do you know where
exactly.
Shaden lives, buddy?
How do I know where what?
How do you know where Shaden lives?
I don't know. Some just people, but
It's called inside sources. It's called being friends with the man.
Shaden is very happy. He said a quote. I don't exactly know what he said, but he just said he's very happy to play with Scoot. And I'm
Oh, I
really
got the quote.
excited.
You want it?
Just throw it up. Throw it up.
I'm looking forward to building that chemistry and brotherhood that Portland tries to emphasize. It's gonna be fun to play and fun to watch.
God, you just gotta love quote guy Cole Peterson here.
You just gotta love brotherhood.
Hey, we got quote guy, we got stat guy, and we got bad take guy.
Yeah, that's the three of us. That's the
Um,
trio.
All right, here comes another outrageous take. You ready? I just thought of a great one.
All right.
When it's all said and done, Scoot and Shaden won't be better, but Scoot and Shaden will be more successful than Dame and CJ.
I love
Team
that.
wise, not individually, because I don't think like Dame's going to be the best player to ever play in Portland.
I'm gonna say yes because I'm gonna have hope that in the next 15 years, someone's gonna put a competent, like actually elite team in Portland.
That means
They'll be
we're
a part of it.
you're basically saying they're gonna make the conference finals or better. So
I'm saying they're either going to make the finals once or make the
Do
conference
you
finals
really think
twice.
Portland is not, like, and well, I guess we don't know if like they could easily leave when they're 26 or 28. They could pull a
Facts.
LaMarcus.
Why it's outrageous.
Um,
We also have a bum GM in place right now.
maybe he's
and
great.
o-
We don't
and
know.
How about this? How
owner.
about this? Here's a take for you guys. Do you think Joe Cronin lives as, or no, sorry. Do you think Joe Cronin as GM will live to see the day the Blazers make the playoffs?
You gotta think so. You gotta think
They
so.
they could fire him.
I don't think we will because honestly,
Because
in
if we're tanking, it's gonna be like he's gonna be like, guys, I'm just tanking. It's part
in
of the
two
plan.
years, in 2 years, I bet we might look back on Joe and say, all right, at least he committed to something and had a vision. I
That is
don't like
such
the
a
vision
low
right now.
bar. That's such a low bar.
Well,
All right, I
what,
have a question.
playoffs?
What's gonna happen?
Dude committed.
What's gonna happen first? New GM or new owner?
Ooh, okay. We actually that's something we should probably actually discuss. Um,
Is it? Can I
Adam
say
Silver
new?
said he's not making him sell it right now, so
Can I say new
try.
GM?
That's what I said. New GM or new owner?
How
Who
old
do
is
you think?
Jody?
I don't care. Probably like
That
79.
definitely matters if she's older.
All right, I'll look it up real quick. It'll take 2 seconds.
Do we
Well, I
think
guess actually it doesn't
Phil
matter
Knight
because
will ever
Jody
own
will
the
just send it
Blazers?
to it. Jody will
64.
just send. Jody will probably just send the team to another just undeserving family member that shouldn't own the team. It should have just
Just
be Paul.
64.
Yeah,
5 years away from our favorite number.
He's only 64.
he's only
Yeah.
64.
He looks like, okay, this is mean.
Okay, yeah,
I thought he was older
I did
because
too.
Paul, I thought like, how old was Paul when he
I
passed away?
don't think Paul was that old.
Okay. I see. I thought Paul was older, and I thought Jody would have been like older too. But
Okay,
64 is that
the
doesn't
real
give me much
question
hope.
is how much longer is Chauncey the coach?
Yeah, or that too. Who do you
I
think
think-
goes? Who do you think goes first? Jody?
It always is the coach first if it's between the coach
Chauncey?
and GM.
Yeah, or Joe.
It's going to be Chauncey, but I think they give Chauncey ample chances here with Scoot and Shaden. I think Chauncey and Joe. It's weird though because Joe has more to lose if Scoot doesn't pan out because Chauncey was initially brought in for Dame, but now I think they're going to be like, can you just be a whisperer?
Yeah, honestly,
and be a
this
point guard
is
guy?
just we could go back to, and I know we say it all the time. We could go back and look at so many different quotes and just Joe's just been scrambling from day one, man. Like he
Because of
hired,
that
I guess
mess
he
that
didn't. I guess
no,
Neil technically hired Chauncey, so never mind. But
true.
this whole organization is just po-po.
It is pretty rough right now. It is rough. Hey, but Scoot likes living in the city.
Yeah, he loves it.
But like until
maybe
winter
like-
comes around.
Do you
The
think
second
he's
winter
gonna?
comes around, he's done.
He definitely he
maybe-
did say there's some places that aren't quiet, and we do know that. I mean, you can't go some places.
The fact that Scoot's
Literally,
been
you
living,
probably can't get into them because they're blocked off.
Scoot says it's great to live here, and he's only lived here June, July, August, September. Do you know what happens in November,
That's a
December,
great
January,
point. That is a
February, March,
great
April,
point.
May, June? You know what happens?
Yeah, he's about to get in for a rude awakening.
All right, Cody.
Yeah.
So, as the resident of Oregon, I'm going to ask you. Scoot said the place he lives is quiet. Okay, I'm going to give you some suburbs, and you're going to tell me if this place could possibly be where Scoot lives or not, based on what Scoot said about his
He
home.
probably lives in the barn at a.
Okay.
Okay, number one. Do you think Scoot could live in Oregon City?
No, absolutely
No
not.
shot.
Do you think Scoot could live in Wilsonville?
Yes.
Do you think he could live in
Wait,
Tualatin?
doesn't the lizard live there? No, the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he could live in Tualatin?
No.
What about
Really?
Tigard?
No.
You don't think he could live? Okay, go back to Tualatin.
Tualatin has like this good of a nice place, and the rest of it's just booty hole.
But
Okay.
that's where the practice facility is. You got to think at least some players live there, close to the facility.
I think he lives in Lake Oswego. That's right.
Like
Actually,
a weekend.
I'll give Tualatin a maybe.
Okay. Lake Oswego, Lake.
Yeah, problem with that, it's all just big houses. There's no like you said. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, he could live there.
What about Damascus?
No, that's just far away.
What about Gresham?
No, absolutely just bullet land.
That's like clack.
What about
I'll tell you
Vancouver? Vancouver.
No.
All right,
Uh,
scenario.
He's absolutely not
Scenario.
living in downtown Portland, I'll tell you that.
Here's a scenario. There's this guy that used to play for the Blazers that was like super good, but he unfortunately had to retire early because he had some issues with his knees. He's in Clackamas. Bullets are flying. What goes down first? I don't even know what I'm saying.
That's so
Just
stupid.
just
Does
be
he make
quiet.
it
All
out before
right,
something
dude.
gets?
All right, do the outro. Jeez.
Yeah, okay.
Last one, Hillsborough.
Those
No.
was nice.
He doesn't live there. No way.
Okay.
All right, that's
Wow.
gonna do it. We went off the rails there at the end, but
Beautiful.
drop
Love
your
it.
predictions. Do you think the Blazers go over 25 and a half or under 25 and a half wins? Who's gonna be most improved? Who's gonna be MVP? Drop them all in the comments below. Go follow our TikTok. Cody,
Popping off.
just tell them about the TikTok.
Okay, first of all, how do you not know who Walker Kessler is, brother?
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Anyway,
We thought Dwight Howard won MVP. We don't know ball. We're casuals.
rip.city.rundown.
All those
Our TikTok.
people in the comments just say like we're casuals when like they couldn't name it either. They're
Yeah,
probably
go
2
follow
years
our
old.
TikTok.
I was
Our
screaming. Sorry, Cody, go ahead. I'm just
Our
cutting you off
TikTok's doing amazing. We're up to 11,000 followers.
Peyton Pritchard is 7th in the NBA all time in what, Cody?
Never mind. Go follow. We got 11,000 followers. We're averaging a few thousand, 3,000, 2,000 views every tick video. It's consistent. It's trivia. We give more of our personality in that, and we also go beyond the scope of the Blazers as we talk about NBA. Did I just say that 10 seconds ago? I don't remember, but make sure to give it a
Business
follow.
pitch.
Yeah, make sure to give us a follow.
Yeah. So go follow our TikTok, follow our Twitter, follow our Instagram.
Yeah, the Twitter and Instagram once the season starts is where you.
Oh yeah,
That's
Instagram's definitely
yeah.
like we went a couple weeks at one point without a post because there's actually nothing to talk about. But we got some
because
quotes coming
why
out.
would you post about nothing?
Got some storylines. You know the vibes. So thank you guys for
Overweight.
watching. We will see you guys in the next podcast. Comment down below, by the way, what we should do for episode 100. Any special occasion for that?
Oh
one.
yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that off camera. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.